one ranking in the country is no fluke, largely due in part of their fourth-ranked defense according to KenPom and adjusted defensive deficiency. So I want to go over some parts of their defense, half court and transition, to show you what makes them a special unit. So let's start with this. So we're going to go off a miss, and TCU is going to start. Now, it's not going to be a full fast break, but it's definitely going to be more of a secondary break. So let's go through the clip, and then we'll rewind to see what makes us good. All right, so it ends in a block. Let's rewind to where we go. So the defense picks it up here, and I want to show you just the positioning of the defense. So we have strong side man in the corner where my mouse is. He's attached to him. He's not going to leave the strong side corner. With modern spacing principles, the way the game is played, especially on the perimeter, it's kind of a cardinal sin in today's defense of leaving the strong side corner, since the corner three is, as you know, the most efficient shot and the shortest three-point shot. Now let's go to the weak side. We have men playing in their gaps. Clearly, this isn't a shooter. The top of the key. This likely was going to be a drag screen that was rejected. So we have the big defender now coming down, and we have the on-ball defender on his man's hip. So how does this end up in a block? Let's stop right there again. As you see, the help side of the read, if this was going to be a pick and roll, was going to be the low man on the weak side. So we have the guy from the opposite corner coming down. The strong side corner, he still hasn't left. He is, it's called really a stunt, where he's kind of looking like he's playing both, but really sticking to his man to clog the lane. We have the Baylor on-ball defender a little bit behind him on his hip, and we have the big man still running down. Let's finish it here. So even though the TCU offensive player doesn't really shield the ball from the defender, let's look at the positioning and the closing out. So once again, the strong side defender didn't leave his man. The on-ball defender did get beat, but look at this recovery and the length and the speed from the big defender. Everyone thinks of when recruiting personnel, they think of recruiting really to the offensive side of things, but it really does hold true to defense as well, where clearly Scott Drew and his staff emphasized speed, versatility, and the ability to recover from a point guard going downhill in a projected pick and roll scenario. And that goes to a block. So great defense there. So now we're going to go to an out of bounds setting where it gets reversed to the top of the key. There's trying to be some misdirection right now. I'm going to let this run before I rewind it. Cool. So TCU does a lot of spread pick and rolls. So let's go back and break the pick and roll down. So the screen's going to be set actually really well. The ideal way to set a screen is at the back of your defender's hip, and that's exactly where TCU sets the screen. And actually when watching this game, TCU set their screens pretty much at the back hip every single time. So because 21 of TCU is not a shooter, the Baylor big's able to drop down. We have the Baylor defenders in their gaps. Now the Baylor defender is hedging. Once again, strong side corner, he's not going to leave. You have the tag man going to be the low man. That's what Baylor likes to run. And we have then the top wing defender on the weak side splitting the difference. So pause it again. This is the stunt that I talked about earlier. Now clearly the tag man, the low, he's totally committed. He left his man, and 24 in Baylor right here is going to have to split the difference. But look at the defensive IQ you're about to see. Right there. So the TCU offensive player, knows that he doesn't have a shot, so he wants to make a pass. And the awareness in the moment to play the ball without fouling and get a jump ball, that's really special. And that ended up being Baylor's ball as well. So from the transition, so right now what you see is you see versatility, you see speed, you see high IQ, and you see situational awareness. And those are all the things that will lead to a top defensive rating, and that shows a great attention to detail that the staff is doing. Let's go to one more clip. I'm going to play it in full. Then I'll rewind and do some commentary. All right, so once again, we have a spread pick and roll. And then what TC likes to do is they like to do some action to get into the pick and roll. So I'll start again in the half court. They do a reverse from a wing and corner. You see a shallow cut. Try to get some misdirection going before going into the ball screen. So once again, the screen's done on the back hip. It's done to the double. The roll man's going to the double side, so we know that the tag man is going to be right here where my mouse is on 22 against TCU. So right here, we see the 22 is the tag man indeed. He's starting to commit to the big who's rolling. 25 in yellow is hedging to help 24 recover. And then the wing defender on the weak side now is going to split the difference. So this pass, and it's a little blurry, I know you can tell, but look at the length right there of Baylor's defense. You have 25 and 24 with their hands up. That's a really tight window. and you can tell they can look at the eyes that they're trying to hit either 22 or 21 based on the jump. They're trying to hit the corner. That's a far pass, and that's also a hard pass. And the instincts of the Baylor defense to jump this and pick it off, especially the wing defender, that's really impressive. Let's rewind that one more time. So he'll get his head around and with his long arms to reach it and get it going. I mean, that's just amazing defense, especially in the pick and roll. Clearly, it shows that Baylor has paid a great amount of attention to it. They're well versed in different phases of it, whether it be a step up screen, misdirection to get into a ball screen, and especially finding the areas of transition to stop. It is just some of the many examples of why Baylor has the number fourth defense in the country and why right now it's helping them to be the number one team in the country right now.